What's up, everyone? Heath with Lake Champlain Sanitation here. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday so far. Out picking up a roll-off right now. -15 this morning in the upstate New York. What did you guys have for temperatures? Let me know in the comments below either what you had in the past week, if you're out and about working outdoors, or if you're working this morning like me. This video, guys, I'm going to get into how to grow kind of from the 0 to 100,000 mark in revenue in your business. A lot of people want to get to that million, that 7 figures. Sometimes that's not meant for everybody. So how are we going to go from 0 to 100,000? I'm going to say as fast as possible, but also as safely as possible in a service-based business. As many of you know that subscribe to this channel, am in the dumpster rental business, the junk removal business, and the light hauling, or better known as residential trash hauling business. I've been in business a couple years now. Sales last year about 260,000. Trying to hit 300K this year on a very lean overhead budget. So if you guys like these videos, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's hop into it. This is going to be for landscapers. This is going to be for the window wash guy, the pressure washing guy, the trash hauling guy. Sorry for the camera. It's a really bumpy road right now. But let's hop into this, guys, and hopefully get some tips and tricks on how to grow your business from 0 to 100,000 in the service industry. Okay, so first and foremost, guys, the biggest disclaimer of this video, this is 100,000 in sales, which means that is 100,000 in gross revenue, not profit, okay? When you're starting out, if you can gross $100,000 in profit your first year with no outside capital being put in, you're doing a heck of a job. But I just want to get that out of the way. Let's hop into this. We're going to go over sales and marketing, equipment, managing debt, and all that fun stuff. All right, guys, so customer service is the #1 thing when starting your small business. I don't care what kind of business you're in, but in the service industry, it's got it right in the name, customer service, service business. That is the biggest key to getting your first customers. I will agree that sales and marketing is very important in the beginning, but to retain customers, anybody and their brother can go out, undercut the competition by 50%, make the phone ring, go get all the work that you can handle. But then when you can't either do the work or you're putting yourself in the hole because you're doing the work for free, that's going to catch up to you. So I think you're better off to get those first few clients, treat them like gold. They're going to tell their friends are going to tell your friends, and sooner or later there's going to have too many friends that want you to do the work. You're either going to have to hire someone or you're going to have to raise your prices. Both not a bad thing. Definitely big decision on which way you go. Trust me, I've been there. I got other videos about that. But in the beginning, that customer service is king, especially when you're the one answering the phone. 0 to 100,000, most likely you're going to be the receptionist, the semi-accountant. I don't want to say you're like a CPA because you probably aren't going to know a lot about accounting like I don't. And you're going to have to manage the books. You're going to have to manage the invoicing. You're going to have to do the work, whatever the work is. You're going to have to actually do that. You're going to have to service the vehicles or bring them somewhere to get serviced. There's a lot of things that go into it. So in the beginning, you learn about customer service. If you came from sales like I did, you might have a little bit, better handle on it. But if you're super introverted, you might be excellent at the work. Just learn the customer service part of it. You treat everyone fair with fair pricing, and that one customer is going to turn to 2 to 5 to 10, and before you know it, that 100 grand in revenue is going to start coming in. Now let's talk marketing. So the cheapest way to market, guys, is word of mouth. When I started my business, I shouldn't say that when I started the trash pickup side, but when I started dumpster rentals and junk removal, I was telling everybody I knew, family members, friends, everybody, hey, guys, I've got this fancy trailer I'm buying that can do roll-off dumpsters. Or, hey, do you guys have junk? Or does your aunt or uncle or grandma have junk? I can get rid of that for you. It's free. It's absolutely free. It's a conversation. You don't want to be super annoying, and that's the only thing you talk about, but you slide it in there where you can, talk about it, market yourself. It's absolutely free. That's the cheapest way to market. If you got a little money behind you or you have some money saved up and you planned a marketing budget, I would highly recommend Google AdWords and Facebook ads. I've heard there may be some Facebook changes in 2021. I'm not a guru on either of those, but I have done enough of them to tell you that they do pay off. That's probably going to be still your cheapest how can I say this, customer acquisition cost as of right now that isn't free. So you're paying for it, but it's not super expensive in a volume standpoint for how many people see your ads. Now, if you are got an in with a newspaper or your local radio station or your local TV, I've had that quoted to me, super duper expensive. I still will not pay the money that they want to run those. But if you can get your name on that, or you can get a story in like your Press Republican or something, like newspaper for free because they like what you're doing or you know somebody there, that's another avenue you can think about. There is door-to-door marketing. There is every door or every house mailers where they're like mailing out thousands. Those things, in my opinion, haven't done either one of them. Can't tell you that I know a lot about either one. I've heard people do it. Some people have had success. In my opinion, it's a lot of work. It's expensive, and there's technology out there today that can kind of bring in those leads cheaper for you. And of course, you're going to want to have a website. It's 2021, guys. If you're, from the olden days where there wasn't websites, I can tell you at least get a landing page now. The amount of compliments I've got on my website, and my website's not even anything special. It's actually pretty low key, that I've got customers from having a professional website is crazy. They search your name, they see the website pop up, see the services you got, and you're all, good to go. Now let's talk debt. Let's talk money, and what should you be getting yourself into to make this $100,000? All right, guys. So debt, equipment purchasing, financing, all that good stuff really comes down to personal preference. By no means am I a financial advisor, so take this all with a grain of salt. If you have been in business for up to that year and you hit that 100,000 in revenue, my thing is you should never have more than 10% of your gross sales in debt yearly. Now, let me elaborate on that. If you're having $100,000, use easy numbers, a flat 100 in revenue. Most likely you're not going to have any employees, and all of my numbers are ran off you being a one-person operation. Yes, you may have to pay a few bucks out to an accountant and all that good stuff, but the 100,000 basically is going to go into your cost of goods sold and putting food on your table. You have no employees at this point. You're investing in equipment still instead of bodies at this point. So let's just say you have a truck payment that's $500 a month. That's going to cost you $6,000 a year, and let's say that truck is on a 5-year note. So if that truck is 30 grand, 60 months times your 500, and that's going to be $6,000 a year, and you're going into the lawn mowing business, you're going to get a zero turn for maybe a 48-month term. That's, $200 a month. By the time you get up to that 10 grand a year, and now I wouldn't say stretching stuff 7, 8, 9 years just to get into that budget, because it's going to depreciate faster than you're going to use it, and you're not going to ever get your money back out of it, and then you're going to be backwards. That's a whole nother story. But if you can keep most things on a 4 to 5 year payment term, I don't think debt's bad once you have solidified that 100,000 in revenue. Another thing is, if you plan to be at that 100,000 in revenue and you have other income coming in now, and you're in year one or you're in month one, and you have revenue coming in now, and you're not going to leave your day job till you get close to that 100 in revenue, I would also use that 10% rule. Again, this is with no employees, and you are the only person you're supporting on the 100 grand. So if you're doing if you have 90,000 left over to pay your expenses and yourself, 10 grand in revenue, 10 grand in debt in 1 year, I think is a comfortable number. And if you can pay it back sooner, that's awesome. But what this is going to give you guys is reliable equipment. Say you're in a pressure washing business. You got to buy a new pressure washer and a decent truck to tow it around, or a truck with a pressure washer mounted on it, all that good stuff. The revenue's not going to come in if your wheels aren't turning. Most service-based businesses that aren't restaurants require some sort of vehicles, wheels, what have you. You can buy stuff in cash, guys, but if the vehicle's not moving, you are not going to get any revenue coming in, which is why I run my business on that 10% of yearly gross sales revenue. Don't ever let your debt exceed that, okay? I feel if you do that, I've done that for the last couple years. And if you can pay it off sooner, like I said, that's great. That's what my goal is this year, is to pay off some debts and try to be debt free for the most part. But that's been safe for me, guys. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to shoot me an email. The email is going to be in the description, and we can jam on that, because that's a big thing a lot of people ask me is, should I buy the new truck? Should I buy the used truck? Should I buy the new roll-off trailer? Should I buy the used one? In my opinion, if you can swing the new payment, you know that revenue is going to come in already because you've done it, or you have a job that's going to support the revenue, as long as you're 10% or under, you're okay in my book. So you guys got your marketing down. You've got some sort of business plan where how you're going to go about at what type of business you're going to get into. We've talked a little about debt and money. Now the next thing is, personally, what kind of sacrifices are you going to be willing to make to get that 100 grand to come in and to retain some of that money, so you're not getting too flashy too fast? Most of you guys notice that watch these videos, I'm wearing the same Boss snowplow hat. I'm rocking an old Lake Champlain sanitation hoodie still. Fancy stuff and me, I wasn't, into the snowmobiles, but fancy stuff and I don't get along well. I don't think it ever will, no matter how much money I make, guys. Live simple. It's much easier to have low overhead, have low taxes on your house, all that good stuff, until you're in the multiple millions and just don't care. That I'm not there, so I can't speak to it. But guys, you are going to have to sacrifice to make that money come in, because in order to bring in $100,000 by yourself, you're going to have to work a lot in the beginning, especially when you may be getting just under market rate for the services you're doing. You're going to have to work couple weekends. You're going to probably have to work long nights. You're obviously going to have to work a minimum of 40 to 50 hours a week between paperwork, phone calls, doing the work, estimates, depending on what kind of business you're in. So those are all things, guys, the sacrifices. You just want to be ready mentally for those. Some things I do to prepare, guys. I go to the gym almost every single day. COVID paused it for a little while, so I had to work out from home. I like getting up early, getting a workout in. Some people don't like to do that. Some people like to run. I think running's good, exercising's good, maybe listening to music's good. Some people meditate. There's all types of things. There's, self-help things out there, all types of things you can do to get you in a mental state, to get ready to sacrifice, because it's not like you're going to go out. You could go out in the first 3 months, make 10 grand total, 3 months. 4th month, you make 10 grand in 1 month. That's how it actually works. It's not like you just jump in at, what is 100 grand? About $8,000, $8,300 or whatever a month. It's not like you're going to jump in $8,300 a month and it's just going to be all good. So you just got to mentally prepare for the sacrifices. Even if you got your business plan, you got your debt plan figured out, you've got a marketing strategy that's going to kill it. All that stuff's good. You got equipment. It's all good. Mentally be ready to go from that 0 to 100. It's going to be a lot easier to go from that 100 to 150 when you've got some experience than to go from absolutely nothing up to that 6-figure mark. It's going to take a little while, a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, grinding in the trenches, but trust me, it's going to be worth it, guys. It took me about 2.5 years to breach that 100 mark, but I think I went from like 86 to 260 in 1 year's time. That first year was only like 50 to 80 something to then 260. So exponential growth as you grow is to be expected, but in the beginning, be ready to sacrifice, guys, and just keep pushing. No matter what you're in, just keep pushing. Get a mental routine every day that you focus. It could be at night, in the morning, in the middle of the day, where you do something the same every single day that grounds you, brings you back, and just puts you on that next level for the next task or chore that's to come with owning your own service-based business. So that's all I got for this one, guys. If you guys like the content, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. I still do the consulting calls. If you guys are hanging on to this end of the video, I definitely want to drop that in here. I've had a few in the last week. If you guys call me out of the blue, not going to answer. Send me an email, please. Busy during the week. Please don't message the Facebook. Email is best. We can jam. We can do questions. There's a lot of Q&A on the calls. And it's more of a personal thing where I kind of deep dive into your business with you, whether you're going to start one or you're already in one. And we can just jam about some ideas of things that I've done wrong and done right, and maybe help you in your business going forward. So again, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.